Verse 18 continues, "My little children, let us not love in word or in tongue, but in deed and in truth." Children there is, I think it's great. I think it's great that the reference there is made to little children. It's a term of endearment. It's an affectionate thing to say, that the Hebrew teachers would call their students. My little children. Here he is saying, Christ laid down his life for us, so we should lay down our lives for our brethren. If you have the world's goods and you see your brother in need and you shut up your heart, how, by what means is it even possible for the love of God to be in you? Can he be in your heart? Can his love and affection for the world, for the people, be in there when you are purposefully removing compassion from it? When you've hardened yourself to the point where empathy doesn't happen, then he says, "My little children." What are parents supposed to do? Love their children. So here he is, the sort of father figure. Hey, my little children. He says, let us not love the world. Let us not love in word or in tongue, but in deed and in truth. I learned a really cool quote the other day, that you can't build a reputation on what you say you're gonna do. I know people that are gonna go places and do things and have this and accomplish that, but where's any of it at? Before I finally joined the Marine Corps, before I made the final decision and actually flew out, right after high school, I was meeting with the recruiter, and I came that close to going down to Spokane and signing the papers with him, but I wasn't sure about it yet, so I didn't do it. So a lot of customers that had come into the place where I worked would ask me, "Hey, you graduated high school, what are you going to do?" And before I tell them, I've got a little bit of credits in college already, I think I'm going to finish that up, I'd say, "Well, I was going to join the Marine Corps, but I decided, it ain't for me." I'd throw that in there to try to get glean some of the respect from it, to kind of, associate myself with it, sort of in the way that wearing a sports jersey or having a wearing a sports jersey, glory by association is how I look at it. I'm not on the team. I might not even live in New Orleans. I may never have gone there, but I'm wearing it. So if you like the team, hey, we're buds already. That sort of deal. Let us not love in word. Let us not love in word and tongue, but in deed and truth. Deed there. Deed doesn't just mean it could be opening the door or holding the door for the little old lady, but it specifically refers to something that we're occupied by. It's an undertaking. Deed isn't just a single action. It's something that you do. I don't go to a gym at all, but I like to do push-ups here and there. I like to wear weights around. I like to do little things all the time. That's an undertaking. It's something that when the opportunity is there for me to do it, I do it. So it's not just a one-time thing. It's not just do one good deed daily. It's when you get the chances for it, go for it. Do it. God knows where you're at. He knows who's going to cross your path. He knows what your resources are. He knows your skills. Maybe see someone pulled over at the side of the road. He knows, yeah, maybe you don't know how to use the jack, but maybe the guy's just old and he can coach you through it. So let's go back to 1 John chapter 2. 3 more verses. This feels like such a baby sermon, but there's a lot to process and think about here in this one that I don't think it's a good idea to slap all that other stuff I had in the other sermon. 1 John chapter 2 verses 15, 16, and 17. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world is passing away, and the lust of it, but he who does the will of God abides forever. This one, is a bit of a no-brainer, but there was the word used a lot in those 3 verses, so using a concordance, the magical tool, I looked up love. And in verse 15, do not love the world. If anyone loves the world, those 2 words, love, refer to be well pleased, to be contented with something. It's a different sort of love than the love of the Father. Is not in him love. That love is the agape love. It's different to be contented with something. It's different to be well pleased with something than it is to feel affection and mercy and benevolence towards something. Here it is, the love of man. I love my car. Yeah, it's beat up, but my car can go pretty fast. It can. It's not just the, man, I really love my pistol, because it's a fine pistol, and I don't know anybody that has a pistol better than it, and that's the truth. And that's where lust comes into play. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, lust there being desire, craving, longing. The way I consider lust, it isn't always a sexual thing, which is how I think most people approach it. Lust is, you know what, it looks good, it sounds good, it feels good, it tastes good, I want to feel good. I like this thing because it looks good. You know what? It sounds good to do that. It sounds good to go to that party, and it sounds good to leave my girlfriend home too, because there's gonna be some hot chicks there, and I don't want the girlfriend to get in the way. That's hedonism. Hedonism is the pursuit of what gives you pleasure, and that's what lust is. The pride of this life, the pride of life. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.